Okay, so we're in the shop now. We got the seats in. So I got the Mustang in here. We're gonna pull the seats out and see what they look like. Take a look at them and see what we can do. All right, we got seat frames in there. Got the Spec-D Racing Seats in here. So there's those. Let's tear one of them open. Right, first impressions of the seat is that these are pretty nice. I'm actually really impressed with them. The bolsters feel nice and everything looks good. Stitching looks good. I mean, pretty impressed by them. I think these are going to be nice. Real nice, not bad at all. I think those will work, and I really like how thin they are. I mean, these are super thin all the way around, which is good. They're not big and bulky, kind of like the stock seats are. And then seem like they're going to fit pretty tight, which is good. And then they're really low, and those are some low seats. And I did hear some people complaining that they were too low. Of course, you do got to put the frame under them and then the adapter plate. But I'll tell you what, me being a taller guy, I think this is gonna be great for me. So, pretty happy with them. Let's start trying to put them in. First thing we gotta do is find this little spot right here. Essentially, you can just put a slice down in it with a razor blade, cut that across. And then for the most part, probably gonna need two hands. But cut this in and slide it over that there. I know that this is a pretty common procedure to get to the bolt holes, but there you go. And those will kind of tuck around, and then you can run all your bolts in. So you got to do all of those, and they're pretty easy to find. So that's to let you bolt down the. Oops, sorry about that. That's to let you bolt down the seat frame. Okay, all the holes are good to go, and it actually came with some instructions. Talks about getting the rails on here. So here's the rails, all the hardware comes with it. All right, so this one is not tight, everything's still loose, but the spacers go front and rear, and then you've got your bolt and then a washer, and you got a little lock washer here. So here's the pieces, and it's really simple. This goes up under here like this, and obviously it doesn't fall. And then you get your washer on your bolt, and then in order to get to it, you just want to push down on the actuator here on the slider, push down on that, and then essentially this will just slide. Hang on a second. So much easier to do the first one with two hands, but after that essentially you just press down on this actuator, and once you do that, all you have to do is slide the bar in the other way there, and it just moves forward. So you can move it out of your way. Once those are on, the next thing we want to do is install the adjusting bar here. So essentially, got some little holes here. This just goes onto the hole on one side, and then you want to squeeze it in. Get the other side in, and I'm definitely going to need two hands for this because it is strong. So I got this car with no other seats in it but that one, and had no clue essentially where they bolted up or anything. So I grabbed the plate that I thought might be this side, brought it over here, and in these cars, it's hard to see, but in these cars you've got a stud that sticks up. So I thought I was going to have to hunt around and find the hole, but all I did is push down, and these was right through the carpet. So that's all it took, which wasn't bad at all. So there it is. The rear, I started looking for them, and right where they're at, he actually left the bolt down in here. So all I'm having to do is back the bolt out. I had to cut the carpet open, and now just back the bolt up out of there, so I'll at least have the rear bolts. I may have to source some nuts for the front. So the next thing to do is install the adapter plates to the seat here. And what I did is I just ran the frame here, the sliders all the way forward, just so I can get to my bolt hole. So I'm gonna line all that up and bolt her up. Okay, so I've got another Allen head bolt and a lock washer on the other side. Through here we got a regular washer and a nut. All this came with the kit. So I've got all these not tight but a little bit snug just to hold it together. Got one last one to do, make sure everything's lined up, and then cinch it on down. All right, now that the seat frame is on the seat, now we're ready to install. All right, the seat looks awesome in here. Luckily, he did give me a huge box of random bolts and nuts, and these are probably the ones that came out of here, but they work perfect. And I think I told you earlier that the rear bolts were 14 millimeter. Sorry about that. These are actually 15 millimeter. So there you go, 15 millimeter. So get these all tightened up, and then we're good to go. Okay, so they're actually not as low as I thought they would be in the car. I mean, they're fine. I mean, in here, not an issue. Probably about the same as the stock seat, really. But this is it. And I mean, it feels real nice and snug, real good and comfortable. I'm super happy with them. So let's do the driver's seat now. Well, the seats are in and feel pretty good. This one has a little bit of a spring to it, and I guess the other one does too. But I think they look pretty darn good. So they feel real nice and snug, and real good, real nice and tight. Everything, adjusters are working well. I'm in a good position here to reach everything. Everything's good, so I'm really happy with these seats. And I'm really impressed with the mountain plates. They landed exactly right, and I just knew for sure I was gonna have to grind out something or open up a hole or drill a hole here. They fit perfect. Super impressed with the seat quality and the frames themselves. Just great. So really happy with them. Okay, I'm super happy with the seats and the way they turned out, and the fitment, the quality, everything seems pretty good. One last thing to do before I get out of here. Got this new Cobra emblem. Get it slapped on right quick. And then in the next video, I'll be staining the rear seat, probably black, and getting it black. It's tan, so let's get this thing on. There's the old one, and here's the new one. You can tell that looks way better. Alright guys, that looks pretty awesome. We got the brand new emblem on there. Everything's all tidied up under here, and the blue strut bar in there. Pretty happy with that. Guys, as far as stereos go, most of the time Ford cars and trucks and whatever usually have really good stereos from the factory, or at least speakers. Sometimes you gotta throw a head unit in them, and then the speakers usually sound fantastic. This car was with a stock tape player, a stock CD player, stock system in the back. It sounds fantastic in here. It's got a couple rattles and stuff from the bass hitting from all these years and stuff getting old or whatever. So I did tighten that stuff up, which really is not bad though. It's actually really good. But I was showing my buddy, Caleb, he goes, oh man, he's got a tape player in it? And I was like, yeah. He goes, I got a tape. So he ran inside and came back out with a tape, and he said he found this tape 4 years ago. He goes shark tooth hunting in Summerville, South Carolina, and it was on the side of the bank, and he said, oh, there's a tape. Picked it up, and he was like, I'm gonna take this tape home. He took it home and dried it all out and cleaned it up. It's been sitting for 4 years and he hasn't been able to test it, so he gave it to me and said, pop it in and play it. So here it is. All right, check this out.
You can't touch this.